For this video, we're going to concentrate on solving equations with variables on both sides. So in previous videos, we've solved two-step equations that had a variable, usually x, but sometimes other letters, and we just had to isolate x. The integers were on one side, the x's were on the other side, and then we could solve for x. This is very similar, only we have an extra step. So as you can see in this problem D, we have 8x plus 29 equals 14x minus 19. So like we said in our notes, after we draw our middle line here, the first thing we want to do is move all of the integers to one side and all of the variables to the other. And then we can isolate the variable. So in this case, you can start with moving the 8x over here, or the 14x over here, or the 29 over here, or the negative 19 over here. It really doesn't matter. They're all going to end up with the same answer. What I like to do is look at, do I have any negatives that I could cancel by doing an addition? So I do right here. I have a negative 19. So I'm going to go ahead and start by just making it easy on myself, adding 19 here, and then I'm going to add 19 to the other side, keeping sure to make sure that I'm putting it under the other integer. So I can bring down the 8x because nothing has been happening to 8x. Now I have 29 plus 19. That's almost like 30 plus 20, which would be 50, but it's 29 and 19, so that's actually only 48. So I'm going to add here, bring the equal, and then the 14x comes down here. Negative 19 plus 19 cancels out. All right, so now I have a variable here, an integer here, and a variable here. I would like to just get my variables on one side. And since the integer is already over here, we're going to just move this variable over to this side. So in order to get away from this side, 8x, I'm going to subtract out 8x on both sides. And I have 48 remaining. Bring it down. Equal sign, bring it down, and then 14 minus 8x is going to be 6x. All right, so now we just have a division problem to do because 6 is being multiplied by x and it equals 48. So to undo 6 times x, we're going to divide both sides by 6, cancel out, x equals 8. And to plug it back into check, we can simply go ahead and say 8 times 8 plus 29 should equal 14 times 8 minus 19. And if we grab a calculator, we can simply say 8 times 8 equals 64 plus 29. So this side equals 93. And then we'll clear it out and say 14 times 8 minus 19. Also this side equals 93. Perfect. All right, so we have our answer. I'm going to go ahead and do one more example for you over here. This time, let's make it a little more difficult. Actually, I think this might be a better example because it has some negatives for us. So right now, we get to move either the x's to one side or the integers to the other side. So let's go ahead and start by going backwards, and we have to move the 8x over to the 3x. And so 8 is bigger than 3, so that means we're going to end up having to move it and have a negative. So I'm going to subtract 8x from both sides, and I have 8x minus 8x. I'm going to bring down the negative 3, and it equals, okay, here's what I'm talking about, 3 minus 8. So 3 minus 8, the difference between 3 and 8 is 5, so this is going to be negative 5x minus 38. And now I have an integer, a variable, and an integer. So I'm going to move the integer over to this side. So I need to add 38 to both sides to cancel out that negative 38. So I have bringing down negative 5x equals 38, and negative 3 added together is 35. And then I just have this negative 5 times x to equal 35, so I can go ahead and undo that with division. And I have 35 divided by negative 5 is going to equal negative 7. And over here, just x. And if I'm going to plug that back into check, I have 8 times negative 7 minus 3 equals 3 times negative 7 minus 38. So again, I can grab my calculator, and I'm just going to check. I have 8 times negative 7. You might not be able to see my calculator here. And then minus 3, negative 59 on this side. And then I have, clear that out, 3 times negative 7, and then minus 38. So I have negative 59 on this side. So that means that my answer is correct. All right, thank you for watching. This has been a video about solving equations with variables on both sides.